Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Nikita Antoine and today we'll be doing a message for the sign of Cancer. As always, Cancer, all of the readings are timeless, so when the message finds you and resonates, then it's yours. I'm just noticing how like my hair is, I think I need a haircut. Cancer, maybe you need a haircut. I'm feeling haircut. All right, so Cancer, I have done your spread today with the lavish, the luxury, the Ethereal Visions Tarot, the Dreamscape Oracle, as well as the Luna Tarot, all by Matt Hughes, in one big stack. Cancer, it seems like someone is absolutely captivated by your presence. Like you are coming through with a very like hypnotic, a hypnotic presence. So let's see where this goes. All right, so at the bottom of the deck, we have, let's see here. Bottom of the deck, we have the Page of Cups. Oh, this is beautiful. Okay, so this is coming through as actually like an offering. This feels like an offering. So the underlining energy for your reading today is some type of offering. I feel as though this actually might be you, Cancer. Because you'll see in the reading, it's almost like you are presenting or kind of doing a performance of some kind. It's coming through as like dancing on a stage, and so your performance being the offering. Okay. And then on the split, we have the Seven of Pentacles. It's interesting. The bridge is the Seven of Pentacles. I want to say that this is kind of like before you get on stage, if you will, this is the preparation. That's what this is coming through across. It's kind of like the preparation, the practice, and then the reassessing of what, what do they call that? Like a stage rehearsal. That's what it feels like to me. It feels like it's like when you've had stage rehearsals and you've practiced so much, and then you kind of watch your performance, just you watching your own performance, and then rehashing or like re-going through the motions to kind of like really hone in on all the details that you may want to change or that you think are really good, because it's about to be offered to, I want to say, the public's eye, and you want to make sure that what you're offering is pristine. All right, so let's see what the overall energy for Cancer is today. 333 on the clock. It's a big loud noise. And then the overall energy is the Hierophant. The overall energy being the Hierophant, there's some type of like teaching that is going on here for you. You could be coming across as the teacher, or it's like whatever you're performing, doing in front of this audience is providing a teaching moment. This is really interesting because it's almost like you're teaching with all those threes, and the Hierophant is coming through as like the people that are in the audience are like masters, if you will. And so, and you're coming through as a page energy. And so now, bringing up like rehearsals and all of that stuff, it's kind of like going, It's like you're presenting yourself to a panel. Perhaps that's what this audience is. You're presenting yourself to a panel, presenting yourself to the masters. You've been rehearsing, you've been doing a lot of work to really hone in the skill of yours, and now it's time to present it. And you're presenting it to the masters, which I want to say are like they're like other instructors. So it's coming through now as like kind of like you're the student, like you being the student and then being the teachers. It makes me think of like when you have to do auditions for a program or something like that, like for school, like for colleges or whatnot. That's kind of what it looks like to me. So, um, and it's specifically referring to, it keeps coming through as like dance rehearsals. I don't know why. So all right, so Cancer, we're beginning your reading off with the star, and this is presenting as you today as kind of like, well, you're on stage, you're the star of the show, everyone is looking at you and and wanting to see what it's like. There's an excitement about it. There's an excitement about seeing what you're going to present, because I'm seeing you also in, you know, in the at the end of the reading, you're coming up again in this world card, and you see how like it looks like she's dancing, right? And even with her hands here, Cancer, it's like you're doing a lot of handwork. You're like there's a lot of movement, and then there's all of these figures here down here representing as like the audience. So there's a built up excitement about the thing that you are going to be presenting to this audience. It's like they're excitedly awaiting like your arrival. They want to see what you've put together because they haven't seen yet like the final product, if you will. So there's a bit of a spotlight on you, of course. In this, it's like it's an audition. So with this spotlight being on you, so you're going through your audition. Everybody's very excited. You know, the music starts, if you will. Everything is on cue. And then what's happening here is like your movements. When this card came out, the star, it came through with a message of, well, it came through with this tiger. And it came through with a message of like hypnotizing. Like whatever you're doing on stage, the movements that you're making are hypnotic. It's coming through as very hypnotic. And you're kind of putting them into a trance as like your performance is you know, moving through, right? Moving through. It's like, what's interesting here though is that in the star, like she's in a trance. So what's happening here is like you are going into, it's like as your movements continue, you start to flow into your sequence, right? You're going into a trance, and it's like the audience is kind of like picking up on that energy, and it's putting them, it's like it's putting them in a trance. It's like you're pulling them. That's what this is talking about. It's like you're pulling them into your bubble of hypnotic. It's coming through as like a very hypnotic energy. It's really like, it's really gorgeous. It's kind of like when they look at you, Cancer, they're seeing What it's feeling like is okay, so when you're alone, right, and when you're practicing and you get into that space where you can feel like the energy surging and flowing through you, it's like you're providing an experience for them where they can, it's like they're able to witness you in your, I want to call it like in your natural state, in your natural flow. They're able to witness you in that. It's like whatever you're doing, like in your private realm, like in your private study, they're able to, it's like they're getting a chance to experience it. I mean, yes, it's on the stage, so it is, a bit more public than, dancing in your bedroom or something. I don't know, something along those lines, but it's like they're being given that, they're relishing in the opportunity to get to see you right on stage. And they're it's like they're transfixed and hypnotized by the performance that you are giving. And what's really interesting is that, the tiger energy, your audience, if you will, comes through as kind of like people that are camouflaged. We're going to call them, it's like multiple people. So that's it's coming through as like this audience of yours, you might not be um, aware. It's like you might not be aware that they are there because they're in camouflage. But as you continue to, go through this performance, it's almost like they're camo. That's not necessarily that they're moving out of that camouflage and kind of like stepping to the forefront because they're wanting to see more of what you have to offer, right? So it's bringing your, that's very interesting. It's like it's bringing your audience from the shadows. Like if you were to be out doing whatever your performance or whatever, it's like people are starting to pay attention and they're coming in closer. That's what this is referring to. It's like they're coming in even closer so that they can get a better look at like what exactly is she doing? How is she doing that? Why do I feel like I'm in this like hypnotic trance? It's like you're luring them. It's like a lure, and you're pulling them out. You're pulling them from out of the, well, I mean, tigers live in the forest, so you're pulling them from out of the forest. And then when they come through, when they finally like come out and reveal themselves as like members of the audience, this could be like one individual. I mean, it could be multiple individuals, but they're showing up as the high priestess. So it's kind of like, I often talk about how the tiger and the high priestess are very, 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 they're very similar energies. They're kind of like the ones that go a little bit undetected, right? They observe and they like record, if you will. They kind of um, observe and then record, and they study too. There's a lot of like studying that goes along with this type of energy, like studying the movements. If you studying the movements, and we're talking about dance, it's like there's someone that's, I want to say that this is a particular person that's in your audience is showing up as a high priestess. And you remember, this is gorgeous. Okay, hang on. So you remember how earlier we were talking about it's like you're presenting something to the masters. Well, the high priestess, she is a master of like moving between realms, right? So it's like of all of this, I don't know if we're talking about it being like a board or a council, if you will. This would be like representing. This is like the main like the leader, if you will, right? This is one of the members, right? One of the members of the audience, one of the members of the panel that you're presenting to. It's like they're showing up as they're coming out from hiding, if you will. They're coming to the forefront, and they're presenting themselves to you as the high priestess. They're making themselves known. And it seems like everyone else is kind of okay. So let me pull up the world card. So with the world card, you know, this is you on stage doing your performance, doing your dance, if you will. And then all of these audience members here presented as the tiger are kind of like, you know, they're all here watching, all of these animals, right? But then this one here, which represents Aquarius actually, is like, it's like they're showing their face. It's like there's someone that's like coming to show themselves to you. It's like they're showing themselves to you based off of this like hypnotic performance that you've done. So it's like kind of like after your performance or whatever you've done. They're the ones that's the one that's going to approach you. And when they do, they're telling you, what I'm loving here is that like you two are incredibly similar. There's something that is, you might be in like the same line of work, if you will, like your passions are similar, that your focus is similar, because both of you have, your hands are in like the same position. So it's like, it's talking about your work, like something that you do for your work is very similar to what they do. And they can, it's like they can see them in you while you're doing your performance. So there's something else here about how, because I'm trying to like pinpoint, yes, while they are similar, there is a slight difference here. This one here feels like you Cancer, feels like your understanding is more of whatever this work is. It's definitely a more energetic understanding, whereas the High Priestess there's a lot of research and development, recordings there's a lot of recordings. There's everything in this one seems a bit more like finite, like something that you would find in a book. So if you have the same field of work, it's like you both have the same understanding of the material. Yours seems to be a little bit more energetic, meaning that it hasn't yet taken like a physical and tangible, like a book, right? If you both have the same understanding, it's almost like this one has written a book about it, whereas although you might be on your way to that, your understanding of it is a little bit more energetic, like it's still forming. And that's what this is. It's like you're coming through as like a student, right? You're coming through as a student who is presenting yourself to a panel. It's actually coming through as like a panel of judges, a council, people that are going to determine whether or not they want to include you in their like in their study, if you will. So, and I want to say that the answer, if this is actually what that is, the answer is yes, because they can see. It's like when they look at you, they're seeing a younger version of themselves, and so that's what's inspiring them to kind of step out. It's like it's inspiring them to step out from like behind their shield, which, because what I'm seeing is, I'm seeing like, it's like I'm seeing like a dance floor, or not a dance floor, but like a studio, and I'm seeing like tables and then people sitting behind those tables, right? And it's like this one is kind of getting up, stepping out behind the table and then approaching you. Whereas the others might not be doing that. They're still, you know, you see what I'm saying? There's a difference here between the others and this particular one that is approaching you. And what's being referred to here is that there's a recognition. There's a recognition between you both. So I don't know why the word yes keeps coming to my mind. Yes. The answer is yes. All right, Cancer. I'm going to go ahead and pull some more cards. If this at all resonated with you, you'll find the link to that in the description box. And if you are also included, if you are also interested in a personal reading, I do those as well. And you can find all the information for that in the description box. Thank you.